you ever wondered what really goes on behind a team's draft choices? Do the predictions we see in analyses accurately reflect what will actually happen? Here at Lions News Fan Report, we're used to analyzing every move of the Detroit Lions, and we always like to look deeper to understand the intentions behind the choices and rumors. And when ESPN recently made a surprising prediction about the 28th overall pick in the 2025 draft, it immediately sparked our curiosity. What if the Lions' decision is bolder than anyone could imagine? What if they are actually targeting a player who could change the team's future and shake up the NFC North in the years to come? The NFL draft is always a moment of expectation, filled with rumors and speculations. For the Detroit Lions, a team that's had its share of highs and lows over the years, this year's first-round pick has become even more significant. But instead of investing in the defense as many expected, especially with the need to bolster the defensive line and secondary, the boldest prediction suggests that the Lions could, in fact, spend their pick on an offensive talent, Luther Burden III, a wide receiver from Missouri, who has already been compared to some of the greatest names at the position. You might ask yourself, wait a minute, aren't we talking about a team that already has Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams as two of the best receivers in the league? And now, instead of reinforcing the defense, the Lions are going to spend the 28th pick on another wide receiver. Well, that's exactly the point we're going to explore here. Because when we look at Burden's situation and how he could fit into Detroit's offensive scheme, it's clear there's much more to this pick than meets the eye. In a team that already boasts two star players at wide receiver, adding Luther Burden III wouldn't just be a talent boost. It would be a real revolution in how the Lions' offense would be structured. The decision to add a player like him to the roster could redefine the way Detroit faces opponents, and it's no surprise that analysts have started discussing this possibility. Burden, with his imposing 6 feet 3 inches frame and 215 pounds, has a presence on the field that commands attention. His 100 receptions, 1,300 yards, and 12 touchdowns in the 2024 college season show that he has the type of playmaking ability that can make a difference at any level of competition. Now the question arises, how could he be integrated into an already talented receiving core? It might seem like a waste, right? We already have St. Brown, one of the best receivers in the league, and Williams, who has tremendous potential and needs more time to adjust to the NFL. And that's exactly where the analysis becomes more interesting. Because instead of simply improving a position that's already strong, the Lions could be thinking about something much bigger. What they're really looking to do is create an offense that's so unstoppable, so unpredictable, that no defense would know what hit them. Imagine this. You have St. Brown, a receiver who has already proven to be a constant threat, always finding ways to position himself strategically and make tough catches. Then you have Williams, who, if he can stay healthy and in rhythm, has the potential to become a rising star. Now you add Burden. Imagine the opposing defense trying to adjust to stop these three players. Williams' speed, St. Brown's technique and precision, and now the physical strength and receiving ability of a player like Burden, who could create a plethora of offensive combinations on the field. This puts immense pressure on any defense and opens up new possibilities for offensive strategies for the Detroit Lions. Moreover, what we're seeing here isn't just a pursuit of more talent. The Lions are thinking about how to ensure that the team has as much depth as possible in all areas, especially in an air attack that could be even more lethal than what we saw last season. Goff, with his increasing confidence and skill, would have at his disposal a receiving core that could become one of the most dangerous in the league. This is something that would certainly contribute to a more competitive 2025 season, where the team would be a constant threat to all opponents, both inside their division and outside of it. Now let's talk about the defense. Of course, the team's defense still needs attention. There's an urgent need to strengthen the front line, and a major addition to the pass rush could be crucial. But the reality is that, while the Lions continue to grow on defense, a move like this can actually be a long-term strategy. The addition of Luther Burden III doesn't necessarily mean that the Lions are neglecting their defensive needs. Instead, it could indicate that the team is building something more sustainable, something that combines explosive offense and versatility with a solid defense that will continue to be shaped over time. And what should also be considered here is the contract situation of Kirby Joseph, who is in the final year of his rookie deal. No extension has been announced yet, and this raises a question. Could the Lions be looking ahead, and if they can't reach an agreement with Joseph, have already planned for his replacement in a player like Malaki Starks or another defensive prospect? This is something Detroit's front office should keep in mind, as ensuring the team's continuity while still investing in offensive growth will be key to long-term success. Another important point here is the impact Luther Burden III would have on the development of Jared Goff. The Lions quarterback, who has been showing increasing confidence and ability, would have at his disposal a team that's even deeper and more talented, which would allow him to make high-level plays. This is something that for sure would contribute to a much more competitive 2025 season, where the team would be a constant threat in the NFC North and beyond. Meanwhile, the rest of the NFC North is starting to reorganize and prepare for the future. The Green Bay Packers are in the midst of a rebuilding phase following Aaron Rodgers' departure, and this opens a window of opportunity for the Lions to establish themselves as the dominant team in the division. The Minnesota Vikings, although strong, have defensive flaws, and the Chicago Bears, who seem to be in a rebuilding process, aren't an immediate threat to the Lions. This gives Detroit an opportunity to, with a bold move like adding Luther Burden, solidify their position as one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC. As the draft approaches and speculation about Detroit's picks continues to grow, one thing becomes clear: the Lions aren't playing for the present anymore. They're thinking about the future. They're thinking about how to build a team that, year after year, remains competitive. And by making this bold choice for Luther Burden III, they're saying that the future of the team is now, and it will be built through a combination of offensive intelligence, versatility, and, of course, the courage to bet on the unexpected. Another factor to consider when evaluating Burden's potential addition is the impact it would have on Detroit's overall offensive strategy. The NFL is rapidly evolving, and in order to succeed in a high-scoring league, you need to have the weapons to outscore your opponents. With a player like Burden, the Lions could diversify their attack, creating more options for Jared Goff and making it even harder for defenses to predict what's coming next. It's not just about having great receivers, it's about having receivers who can do different things. Burden brings that diversity to the table, whether it's stretching the field with deep routes, making tough catches in the middle of the field, or even contributing in the red zone. His versatility would add a new dimension to an already potent offense, and that's the type of weapon every successful team needs in today's NFL. And now we want to hear from you. What do you think about this prediction? Does it make sense for the Lions to bet on another wide receiver, or should defense be the priority? Leave your comment below, because your opinion really matters to us. And if you like this in-depth analysis of the team's potential moves, make sure to subscribe to Lions News Fan Report. We always bring fresh content, exclusive analyses, and much more about our Detroit Lions. Don't miss out on the updates. We'll see you in the next video. Go Lions!